Hello, my name is Lisa Wagenbrenner and I am the Director at Chesapeake Mosquito Control Commission. And today I'm going to present to you just a general overview of the critters that you may see while you are working out in the field. So at the job site, you want to check your surroundings, look for bees flying around, watch where you step. Just give those critters a chance to get out of your way. And just be aware and alert. So bees and wasps, they're good and bad. Of course, we know the bad thing about bees and wasps is some of them can sting us. But bees and wasps are actually, they're pollinators. They kill other pests and they really don't care about us until we start doing things that are unfriendly to them, like mowing the grass, trimming, things like that. We get too close to their nest, that's when they're going to react. So what provokes them? Of course, disturbing the nest, smashing individuals, it alerts the others, loud noises, vibrations around the nest, dark and colorful clothing they're attracted to, and perfumes. So here's some ways to avoid that unfortunate sting. You want to look out for the nest. Move slowly around bees and wasps. You don't want to swat or smash them because this action releases pheromones and signals the others to attack. You want to wear light colored clothing and long sleeves and hats, and of course no perfumes. If bees are swarming around, cover your face and just back away slowly as possible. So if you do happen to get stung, just remember there's going to be redness and swelling, and it's going to be a little sore and itchy. If you get stung on the hands and feet, it's going to swell and look much worse than it really is. And this is normal, and it usually will last about 3 to 4 days. And you don't want to ever use a credit card you want to use your credit card to remove a stinger. You don't want to squeeze it because it's going to release those toxins into your system. Now you want to watch out for anaphylactic shock. If your face and eyelids start swelling, become flushed, breathing is labored, anxiety sets in. If you notice this on yourself or your coworker, please dial 911. And if you know you're allergic, just carry a doctor-prescribed EpiPen with you when you are out in the field. All right, I'm going to go over some common bees and wasps. All right, so most bees are vegetarians. They receive their nutrients from plants and nectar. And most wasps are carnivores, so they eat other insects for nutrients. And bees and wasps can either be social or they can live solitary. All right, here's some more common bees and wasps we're going to talk about. The bumblebee. It's social, it's medium in size, it's black to yellow and orange, and it nests under the brush and grass in clumps close to the ground. And you can usually see the adults flying May through September. They feed on nectar and honey, and the individual can sting many times. All right, honeybees. Honeybees have a very complex social system. They're small in size, and they're reddish brown to black with orange and yellow rings. They usually nest in a tree hollow, or you may actually see them in man-made hives. More and more people are keeping hives in their backyards. Adults will drink nectar and eat honey, and the adult can only sting once. But if you see a wild hive out in the field, please contact a beekeeper because they will come and collect them. Yellow jackets. They are social, they're medium in size, and they have distinctive black and yellow markings. And their nest is usually in the ground, and it's near they like the tops of ditch banks. You can also see them flying around soda cans and trash receptacles. They can be real pests at picnics during the summertime. So the adults will drink nectar, and the larvae feed on pre-chewed insects brought back to the next nest by the adults. Now they are very aggressive, and the females will sting repeatedly. So if you disturb a nest and you see them flying around, just try your best to walk away slowly. Now the bald-faced hornet. These are very large, black and white to yellowish markings. They construct those large football-sized nests in trees, usually hanging high in the trees. Sometimes you can find them hanging in bushes as well. So the adults will drink nectar and eat insects, and the larvae eat pre-chewed insects brought back to the nest by the adults. Now, the adults are extremely protective of the nest and will sting repeatedly. If you see one of these nests, don't go near it, and please don't put your trap anywhere near one of these nests. So paper wasps. Paper wasps are social, medium-sized to dark reddish brown, and they construct those small circular hanging nests just about anywhere. The good thing about these particular wasps is they're more tolerant of us, so they're not likely to sting us. They're less aggressive. Carpenter bees. Carpenter bees are solitary. They're very large, robust. They have a large, shiny black abdomen. It's very distinctive. And what they do is they hollow out a single nest in dry wood, trees, lumber, and along the eaves of houses. The adults will drink nectar, and the larvae feed on nectar and pollen. Now, the males are very aggressive, but they're not able to sting. Okay, they kind of get in your face, and there's lots of them flying around in the springtime. Okay, the cicada killer, it's solitary. It's a very large with black and yellow markings. It nests in the ground in a thin grassy areas, and the front legs are adapted for digging. So they dig the hole for where their larvae are. The adults will drink nectar, and the larvae feed on cicadas that are caught by the adults and brought back to the nest. Now, the males do not sting. They fly very low to the ground in search of their prey, and they are non-aggressive, and you can see them from July through August in our area. Okay, so control of bees and wasps. Okay, it's best done after dark when the adults will be returning back to the nest. So your yellow jackets and bumblebees, the nest is protected, so it's hard to wipe it out all at once because their nest is usually underground. So you can do powder placed around the entrance, or you can do a foam that's sprayed directly into the entrance, and you want to wait for this to work for at least 12 hours. Okay, so your paper wasps and hornets, the nest is above the ground, so it's easier to access, but you always want to spray directly at night when the workers have returned, of course. Now, honeybees, you don't want to kill honeybees. Just call a beekeeper, and they will collect a wild nest. So here are some more critters you might see. Raccoons, opossums, muskrats, and foxes, they typically are nocturnal, but so what you're going to find during the day, you may see their tracks, their holes they dig, or their droppings. But if you notice one of these animals during the day and they're acting strangely, you can always call your local animal control. Okay, velvet ants. These are actually not ants, but they are hairy, wingless wasps, and they're red and black in color. In the local species, we call it the cow killer because the sting of the adult female is so painful it could kill a cow. Now, the females will lay their eggs in a bumblebee nest, and the larvae of the velvet ant will eat on the bumblebee larvae. Fire ants. Now, fire ants are considered true ants, and they're an imported species. They're not native to our region, but they're well established in the Hampton Roads area. The nests are large, and they look almost spongy. They're very aggressive when the mound is disturbed, and they will sting, and you'll get a burning sensation with blisters. So you want to avoid these at all costs. All right, spiders. Now, most of them will not hurt you, but you want to watch out for black widows. They are very prevalent in this area. They like manholes, catch basins, wood piles, and sheds. Now, the females will stay very close to her egg sac, and she is aggressive, protecting her egg sac. Now, the bite might not be felt initially, but it's followed by some burning and swelling and redness. Now, it's a neurotoxin, so that pain is going to centralize in the center of the body and in the abdomen and back. So your symptoms could be nausea, sweating, tremors, maybe labored breathing. So the severity just depends on the age and sensitivity of the individual. So you want to contact your doctor immediately if you suspect you've been bitten by a black widow. All right, snakes. They're more afraid of us, believe it or not. They're after mice and frogs and insects. Now, we have 3 venomous snakes in our area. We have the cottonmouth, the copperhead, and the canebrake rattlesnake. Now, the cottonmouth is typically found in marshy areas, and your copperhead and your canebrake are found in more wooded areas. So a lot of our non-venomous snakes are often mistaken for venomous. The northern water snake is usually mistaken for cottonmouth. They're active day and night, and they're found just about anywhere where there's water: lakes, ponds, marshes, ditches, and streams. And of course, they're after frogs and fish and crayfish. And of course, they're going to flee if given the chance, but if you corner them, they will bite. So leave them alone. We need them. And now here is a picture of a king snake consuming a copperhead. So the king snake is non-venomous, but its body is resistant to the copperhead venom. So they're good snakes to have around. So here's a few of our local pictures, and we have a king snake here, a cottonmouth. This is a black snake in the Great Dismal Swamp on the Chesapeake side. And this is a copperhead that this picture was taken near one of our trap sites, and this copperhead was crawling out of a tire. So be careful if you're out in the field collecting discarded tires. You never know what's going to be lurking inside them. Ticks. So unfortunately, we have to deal with ticks when we're out in the field doing our mosquito work. Of course, they require a blood meal to complete their life cycle, and this is when they can transmit disease. So you may see the Lone Star. It's very distinctive, has the white spot. The deer or black-legged tick, which can transmit Lyme disease, and the American dog tick, which can transmit Rocky Mountain spotted fever. So ticks are found in tall grass, and they need to be attached at least 24 to 48 hours to transmit diseases. All right, so how to remove a tick. You want to use tweezers, or you can use your fingers, but just use a tissue to protect your fingers. Grasp the tick as close to the skin as possible. Pull upward in a steady, even pressure. Don't twist or jerk, and you don't want to squeeze or crush it, because in the tick body fluids, they could contain infection. And please don't use nail polish or Vaseline, or don't try to burn it with flame. It's not going to work. So you want to save that removed tick in a plastic bag in case you become ill. And of course, disinfect the bite and wash your hands when you're finished. Chiggers, or otherwise known as red bugs, are found in shaded grassy areas, and they don't embed in your skin, but their saliva makes you severely itchy. Okay, so this can actually cause a secondary infection from scratching the bites. You also may see Norway rats. They're found everywhere humans are. They're common in older, denser housing where food, shelter, and water are available. They can transmit diseases like bubonic plague and salmonella. So sanitation and exclusion are keys to control. So keep your yards clean and buildings repaired. Okay, mosquitoes. Mosquitoes obviously require water to complete their life cycle. So we start by treating or reducing those water sources before they have a chance to become flying, biting adults. Truck spraying is our last resort. The adult mosquitoes can transmit diseases like West Nile virus and Eastern equine encephalitis, but you want to use a repellent that contains DEET on your exposed skin to protect yourself from mosquito bites. So there's about 3,000 different species worldwide. There's about 60 species in Virginia, and there are about 25 common species in the Hampton Roads area. So if you're sampling for mosquitoes for the larva and the pupa stage, you are using a dipper to collect your sample, and you want to pour your contents into a Whirlpack bag. And then you're going to twist and twirl the bag, but you want to make sure you leave room for air, so don't fill your bag all the way up to the top. And then with a pen, you're going to write the date, location, the habitat, and your name or district. All right, here's some plants to avoid. Poison ivy, Virginia creeper. Now, Virginia creeper is often mistaken for poison ivy. Virginia creeper has 5 leaves, where poison ivy has 3. So just go by the old saying, leaves of 3, let it be. All right, here's how you can control those critters. Now, chemical control is usually the last resort for pests, There's many products available at your local stores that can help you out. You want to read the label and make sure your pest is listed. You want to wear products that contain DEET on exposed skin when you're outside to avoid those mosquito bites. And you want to apply products with permethrin to shoes and clothing to avoid ticks. So just follow the label directions. And keep things clean. Don't allow for areas of harborage like trash piles, rundown buildings, or overgrown vegetation. Right, you want to keep your cell phone usage to a minimum. Don't use while driving. Be attentive to your job situation. Remember, you're representing a city or a county, and citizens are always watching and listening to us. Wear your issued safety clothes, boots, hats, gloves, etc. to protect yourself. And apply your repellent before you're going out in the field. And of course, learn something and have fun. Thank you for your attention.